So what are x and y? Ryan, what is x?
So I got 11/5 and minus 2/5.
The point E के coordinates.
Yes, sir. नहीं सॉरी, सी के कोऑर्डिनेट्स में ही आ गए।
Uh, what are the coordinates of E?
जस्ट अ सेकंड।
See, if I multiply this by 2 and add,
माइनस 5,
hmm, if
एट
I
बाय फाइव एंड माइनस 4/5।
if I multiply the first equation by 2 and add these two while will cancel out. 4 will be 5x and this would be minus 8 equal to 0. 8 by 5. And what is y? Minus
minus
4.
4
Right. Now use midpoint. Midpoint of A and C is E, which is 8 by 5. Similarly, midpoint of minus 2 plus y3 divided by 2 would be minus 4 by 5. Solving these two, you get the coordinates of C. कितना आ रहा है? C is 11 by 5 and 2 by 5. Now what you do is, you know the coordinates of B, you know the coordinates of D, use 2-point form to get the equation of BC. This is B and this is C. So use 2-point form to get the equation of BC. 2-point form is y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. Any point you can consider as x1, y1. I'll take b as x1, y1. So y minus y1, y plus 6 is equal to y2. The second point is y2, 2 by 5 minus y2 will be plus 6. And then x2 will be this 11 by 5 minus x1, which is minus 7, so plus 7, x minus minus. So solving this, you'll get the equation of the third side BC. Five and five will cancel out. Arshia, check your answer. There's some error.
Okay, sir.
Slight error is there. The answer is 14x plus 23y minus 40. Hmm? This is correct. It's minus 7 minus 6. Oh, I think I made a mistake here. Minus. No, it will be plus 6. See? You multiply 2, 4, 4 minus 2, 6 is plus 6. ये plus 6 है. So when it's plus 6, entire thing would change. है ना? This would be तो y minus ये आएगा. So the numerator will change. This would be minus 28 by 5. Now we'll get your answer. देखो क्या आ रहा है अब. This cancels. This is 14. This is 23. 14x plus 23y minus 40 equal to 0. Right? So you were given one vertex, two perpendicular bisectors. We found the slope, equation of the two sides, point of intersection, midpoint, and then the two-point form. It was IT advanced question long time ago. Very old question, but good question. Right? Distance between two parallel lines. Distance between two parallel lines. Now, result. Suppose the two parallel lines like this. Okay? One line is ax plus by plus c1 equal to 0. So I told you that line, whenever lines are parallel, they have the same slope, only the constant term is different. The second line would be ax plus by plus c2 equal to 0. ना ड्रॉ करो कितना. So these are parallel lines. And you also know this formula that if there's a line ax plus by plus c equal to 0, then the distance of this line from origin is always c divided by root of a square plus b square. Distance of a line from origin is c divided by root of a square plus b square. So agar if I find distance of the first line from origin, then I find distance of the second line from origin and subtract the two, I'll get the distance between two lines, two parallel lines. So distance of the first line from the origin is this, which would be c1 divided by root of a square plus b square. Distance of the second line from origin would be c2 divided by root of a square plus b square. If I subtract these two, I'll get the answer for the distance between two parallel lines. And remember that when you use this formula, you have to use C1 and C2 along with the signs, negative, positive. Because it may be possible that the line is on this side of the origin. So उस case में, the distance will be added up. So we have to take care of the signs of C1, C2 both. So if C1, C2 are opposite sign, that means they lie on the opposite side of the origin. उस case में distance add हो जाएगा, will be. So the formula would be this. Find distance between parallel lines. Find distance d between the two lines. This is the question. First, you can verify are the lines parallel or not. Find distance between the two sets of line given in the question. नहीं, distance cannot be negative, तो मतलब mod इसलिए रखा because distance has to be positive, तो उसको positive लेना है. हाँ, like in the first case 7 कैसे आ रहा है, 10 and माइनस नहीं करोगे इन दोनों को, पॉजिटिव है. So in the first case, lines are parallel. For the parallel lines, it's very simple. If you have a line x, a1x, b1y plus c1 equal to 0, दूसरी line है a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. If the lines are parallel, a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2. So 3 by 3 equal to minus 4 by minus 4, the lines are parallel. So in the first case, first question, D would be simply 10 minus 25 divided by a square plus b square, that is 3 square plus 4 square. So D would be minus 15 divided by mod of this 25 root is 5. Answer is 3. ठीक है? First का answer is 3. Second में are the lines parallel? 5 divided by minus 10 is equal to minus 12 by 24. Minus 1 by 2 equal to minus 1 by 2. Yes, the lines are parallel. So either you multiply the first line by minus 2 or you divide the second line by minus 2. So make them same. So you divide the second line by minus 2 so that the coefficient of x and y become the same. So when I divide by minus 2, it will be minus 5x minus 12y plus 17 by 2. I have divided the second line by minus 2 so that coefficient of x and y becomes the same. अब हो जाएगा. ये सेम होने चाहिए थे ना. So either you multiply the first by minus 2 or divide the second by minus 2. So now the answer would be 25 minus 17 by 2 divided by 5 square plus 12 square. That is 50 minus 17, 33 by 2 negative, won't be negative. 25 plus 144, 169, the root is 13. 33 by 26. Third, can I change the question because I made a mistake? It should be 9. Then change the third question. I made it minus 12x minus 9y. First line is 4x plus 3y minus 1 equal to 0. Divide the second line by minus 3. So 4x plus 3y. Bring 11 this side. It will be plus 11 by 3. And see, their C's are of opposite sign. That means these two lines, they lie on the opposite side of origin. As a result, it will add up. 11 by 3 minus 1 divided by a square plus b square. So it will be 14 by 3 divided by 5, that is 14 divided by 15, right? What about the fourth line? Fourth line is x plus y minus 1 equal to 0. X minus y plus 7 equal to 0. 1 by 1 is not equal to 1 by minus 1. The lines are not parallel. So when the lines in 2D are not parallel, there will be intersecting lines. And when the lines are intersecting, distance is always 0. When the lines in 2D are not parallel, they'll be intersecting. But 3D में ऐसा नहीं होता. In 3D, if the lines are not parallel, they might not even intersect. They are called skew lines. But in 2D, if two lines are not parallel, they have to intersect somewhere. The distance would be 0. So in the fourth one, the lines are intersecting lines. All right. Next is distance between a point and a line. Distance between a point and a line. Suppose there's a line and there's a point which is 1 comma minus 5. So distance between a line and a point would be always the shortest one. So you need to know the method. Whenever you want to find out distance between a line and a point, all you have to do is substitute the point in the line. In place of x, substitute 1. In place of y, you substitute minus 5. Substitute the point in the line and then divide it by root of a square plus b square. That is 3 square plus 4 square. And then take modulus because distance can't be negative. So if you want to find out distance between a point and a line, substitute the point in the equation of line. And then divide it by root a square plus b square. So in this question, answer would be 33 by 5. Find distance of these points with the corresponding lines. So substitute the line is x plus y minus 1 equal to 0. Substitute the point in the line. X is 6, y is minus 2, rest as it is. Divide by coefficient of x 1 squared, y which is also 1 squared. Answer is 3 by root 2. Similarly, you can answer the remaining also. Anuj, second का answer.
L square plus m square plus n upon under root L square plus
Okay,
m
right.
square.
Substitute L in place of x, substitute m in place of y. So mod L square plus m square plus n divided by under root of coefficient of x L squared, coefficient of y m squared. Right. What about this one? It is y minus mx minus c equals to 0. Point is x1, y1. So y1 minus mx1 minus c divided by coefficient of y is 1 and x is m squared. And the last one, Arshia.
अभी वही सॉल्व कर रही हूँ बस.
Okay. So 5 into 1, 12 into minus 2 plus 11 as it is divided by 5 squared, 12 squared. 24 plus 5, 27. Sorry, 29 plus 11. That is divided by, so 40 by 30. So this was distance between a point and a line. The next is equation of angle bisector between two lines. Equation of angle bisectors between two lines. Whenever two lines intersect, one angle would be acute, other would be obtuse. Until unless both are perpendicular. Lines are perpendicular. So there would be two angle bisectors. One angle bisector would be this. Another angle bisector would be this. Bisector number 1, bisector number 2. And these bisectors would be always perpendicular to each other. See? Suppose two lines are intersecting. This angle, say, is 50. The remaining would be 130 because it has to be 180. So half of 25, half of 50 would be 25. This is one bisector. Half of 130 would be 65. 65 plus 25 is 90 degree. So two angle bisectors of two of the angles between the two lines would be always mutually perpendicular. Now the question is how to get the equation. So this line is a1x b1y plus c1 equal to 0. This line is a2x plus b2y plus c2 equal to 0. And there's some point on this line, bisector, sorry, which is x comma y. P is any point on the bisector. Draw a perpendicular on the two lines. So now I have two triangles, this one and this one. I took any point P on the angle bisector, dropped a perpendicular on the two lines. Are these two triangles congruent or not? This is common. This will be equal to this. No, let not be. We'll see later. This is common. This is 90 degree. And this is the angle bisector. So this angle equal to this angle. So they're congruent. So that means this perpendicular equal to that perpendicular. So if I drop perpendiculars from point P, which is x comma y, on this line, they are equal. So length of perpendicular from this point on this line would be, substitute the point x with x, y with y, divide by root of a1 square plus b1 square mod. This is a perpendicular distance this point from this line, which is equal to perpendicular distance this point from this line. So this is equal to a2x b2y plus c2 divided by root of a2 square plus b2 square. And then you can remove modulus from two sides, so you get plus minus sign. So that is why you get two perpendicular bisectors. One bisector with positive sign, another bisector with negative sign. And these bisector would be always perpendicular to each other. Question for you. Suppose these are two lines. Question is find equation of their angle bisectors. Find equation of their angle bisectors. Karo. Hmm. So we can use this formula. First equation as it is, divide by a square plus b square. Coefficient of x is 1, y is also 1. Plus minus, as it is the equation, divided by a square, which is 1, 7 square, which is 49. And then एक बार plus sign you take, then negative sign and simplify. √50 से √2 कट जाएगा. √50 would be 5 √2, है ना? √2 काट दो. This would be 2 √5 √2. हाँ, √2 कट जाएगा. 49 plus 150 हो जाएगा. That is 2 √5, 5 √2, sorry. √2 cuts. Once you take plus sign, tell me the answer, take negative sign. Try another line also, both the lines. So when you take first positive sign, solve this further. 4x minus 2y plus 12. Hmm? Sorry. Yeah, it'll be 5. Hmm. Hmm. It'll be plus 8. So divided by 2. 2x minus y plus 4 equal to 0. One angle bisector is this. Then you take negative sign. 5x plus 5y minus 5 equal to minus x minus 7y plus 13. So this gives you, so that is divided by, what I divide? No, 2 say, you can divide by 2 now. No, you can't. 17 आ रहा है. So 6x plus 18 ना, तो 2 से divide हो रहा है. हाँ. Okay, so it is
3x
3.
X plus 2y minus 3.
X plus 2y minus 3 equal to 0. Now notice one thing, these lines are perpendicular. Both the bisectors, they are perpendicular. I told you shortcut to verify whether lines are perpendicular or not. Suppose line 1 is this, line 2 is this. Then the shortcut method to know whether they're perpendicular or not is this. Find A1, A2, find B1 plus B1, B2. It would be 0. So the lines are perpendicular, then A1, A2 plus B1, B2 is equal to 0. For perpendicular lines, A1, A2 plus B1, B2 is 0. And now notice here, 2 into 1 is plus 2. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So 2 minus 2 is 0. That means bisector is always perpendicular. Angle bisector between the two lines is always. Yeah. And they're equally inclined also. So we have done all the concepts of straight line. MCQ I'll be doing with, circle, along with the circle and conic section. So now I'll start with conic section. Any question, any doubts so far? Just go through it, what I done today. If you have any doubt. Chirag, Janvi, Shanaya, Rin. Conic section. This is a double cone, right? So this is a double cone. If you intersect this double cone with some plane in different ways, you'll get, different shapes. And those shapes are called conic section. Like if I cut this cone with the plane which is parallel to the base, I cut with a plane which is parallel to the base, you'll get a shape which is circle. If the plane is parallel to the base, the shape you obtain will be, the cross section you obtain on the cone will be circle. If you slightly incline the plane like this, the shape would be that of ellipse. If you cut it like this shape would be of parabola. And if you take a plane which is parallel to the axis of the cone, like this, then this would be these together called hyperbola. This and this shape, these two together called hyperbola. So the various shapes you obtain on cutting a double cone by a plane are called conic section. The first one is circle. Let's discuss circle because there'll be 4 to 5 questions from coordinate geometry. When I say coordinate geometry, straight line, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, circle. So 4 to 5 question means a lot in J paper 2. Circle. लिखो. Circle. A circle is locus of points. A circle is locus of points whose locus of points bracket inside bracket x comma y. Locus of points inside the bracket you can write x comma y whose distance from a fixed point h comma k called center of the circle, whose distance from a fixed point h comma k called center of the circle is always constant. Inside the bracket you can write equal to r, small r is called radius. So suppose we have a variable point p which moves in such a way that its distance from a fixed point called center of circle is always fixed, then the path will be called circle. And the equation would be the nothing but equation of circle. So locus basically means some mathematical equation involving the variable point. This is a variable point. Involving variable point xy with some other conditions given to us. Here, what is the condition? The condition is that P should move in such a way that PC is always constant. So P is the variable point, C is the center of the circle or fixed point. So the P has to move in such a way that distance always remains the same. So the path would be circle and the equation you obtained will be the locus of the circle or equation of circle. Distance PC would be x minus h whole square y minus k whole square equal to r, or squaring both the sides will give you this. तो ये होगी equation of circle. This is standard equation of circle. Here, x and y are the variable point, a movable point, any point of the boundary of the circle. H and k, center of the circle, and r is the radius. So this is standard equation of a circle. Apart from a standard equation of a circle, we have general equation of circle also. You see, ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c, f, g, h are constant, is equation of second degree curve. Why second degree curve? Because index of x and y is 2. Maximum index of x and y is 2. So this equation is called equation of second degree. A, B, C, F, G, H are constants, some real numbers. This could represent pair of straight line. This could represent a conic section depending upon some conditions given to us. This is a determinant whose first row is AHG, whose first column is AHG. So if there's a determinant whose first column and the first row are HG, principal diagonal, this is called principal diagonal of the determinant, is ABC, and this is F. So if delta is not equal to 0, then this equation represents combined equation of pair of lines. If delta is 0, not equal to 0, delta is equal to 0, it would be combined equation of pair of straight lines. If delta is not equal to 0, it would be a conic section. If delta is non-zero, it will be a conic section. For example, if h is equal to 0, a is equal to b equal to 1, it would be a circle. If h square minus ab equal to 0, this would be a parabola. If h square minus ab is less than 0, it would be ellipse. And if it is more than 0, it would be hyperbola.
तो जो जनरल इक्वेशन लिखी है ये कॉनिक्स से लिखी है.
Yeah, this is a second degree curve which may represent conic also. Because we'll be solving equation on circles, question circle using standard form also and the other form also, general equation of circle also. So if I use this condition, h equal to 0, a is equal to b equal to 1, that means what will be equation of circle? X square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. So this is called general equation of a circle. A equal to b equal to 1, h is 0. So in equation of a circle, coefficient of x square and y square has to be always the same. There will be no term containing x into y because h is 0. This is general equation of circle. So that was standard equation of circle. This is general equation of circle. This general equation can convert into standard form also by completing the whole square. You know how to complete whole square? Coefficient of x square is already 1. It is 2gx. Coefficient of y square is 1. It is 2fy equals to, say, I get c other side, minus c. Now to make perfect square, you divide coefficient of x by 2. So if I divide 2g by 2, I'll get g. Adding g square on both the sides. So this is a perfect square. Divide coefficient of y by 2. 2f by 2 is f. add f square on both the sides. So that I don't change the equation. So this is a perfect square. So this is x plus g whole square. This is y plus f whole square. And this is under root of g square plus f square minus c the whole square. So I've converted general equation into standard equation. This form is very similar to this. So if you compare this and this, you can get the center of the circle. H comma k was the center of the circle there. Here it is, h is minus h equal to g, so h would be minus g. Minus k equal to minus f, so k would be minus f, and r would be this. That means for a general circle, what will be the center? For this circle, center would be always minus g minus f. What about radius? The radius of general circle would be always g square f square minus c. So the standard equation is this. Its center is h comma k, radius is r. General circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. Its center is minus g minus f, and the radius is under root g square plus f square minus c. But ensure that coefficient of x square and y square should be 1. And they have to be the same always. If it's 2, then divide by 2. If it's 3, then divide by 3. So depending upon the question, we'll decide which formula to be used. Like if you have a circle like this, x plus 3 whole square, y minus 5 whole square is equal to root 10. Can you tell me center and the radius? Which circle will compare this first? Standard one. वो whole square है ना दोनों में. सही है. करो. Center बताओ, radius बताओ. Find center in the radius. The center is minus 3 comma 5. What about radius? Root 10. What about this one? X square plus y square minus 4x plus 6y minus 3 is equal to 0. Find the center and the radius. सेकेंड सर्कल है एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर माइनस 4x प्लस 6y माइनस 3 इक्वल टू 0. सबसे पहले देखो coefficient of x square and y square has to be positive 1, which is there. Then compare with the general equation and then compare with the general equation. This is 2 minus 4x now divided by minus will be 2 and will be 3. The second one. First is minus 3 comma 5. So when you compare with this, x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy minus c equal to 0. this is minus, this is 2f and this is c. 2g is minus 4, 2f is 6 and c equal to 3. So minus g would be 2, minus f would be minus 3, c is 3. Center is minus g minus f. So for the second one, center would be 2 comma minus 3. And what about radius? Under root g square 4, f square 9 minus minus c. Root 16, that is 4. For the second circle, radius is 4. See, the simpler way of finding the center is simply divide the equation by minus 2. Divide the coefficient of x and coefficient of y by minus 2. We get the center. Minus c equal to, no, it wasn't plus, it was minus. Oh, I made a mistake. Minus 3. C would be, I've taken c equal to minus 3 only. So that's why it has become plus 3. So if you have a circle in the general form, divide coefficient of x and y by minus 2. You get the center. But it should be 1, 1. Then only you get the center. Right? Any doubt so far? Fine, ending the class now. See you next time.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, bye, sir.
Bye.